Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Hi. How are you? Hello. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Happy evening to all of you.
Good evening, everyone, and I welcome you all for the Beyond Education series being organized by IDYM group of companies. It is a unique talk show in which you will be listening to inspiring journeys of people from various fields and from different parts of the world. Everyone needs inspiration, and Beyond Education will give you the edge you need, inspiring you to succeed. As entrepreneurs, leaders, managers, and bosses, we must realize that everything that we think actually matters. A person who inspires others usually has a positive attitude and maintains high energy even when the things are not going well. More importantly, the person also encourages and inspires others in accomplishing this goal. Educators, I believe, are the most responsible and important members of society because their professional efforts affect the fate of the earth. They are expected to reach unattainable goals with inadequate tools. The miracle is that at times they accomplish this impossible task. And it is an honor to have an educator, an eminent personality amongst us as the guest of the today's session. I welcome you, ma'am. So we have with us Dr. Sunil Jain, who is the principal of AAA International School, Tamil Nadu, from India, and she is an enthusiastic administrator and school principal who advocates for implementing student and faculty continuous improvement programs focused on raising academic levels of students, improving educators, teaching skills, and encouraging community involvement. She is a proactive leader and team player with proven track record of collaborating with innovative professionals to raise the level of instructional practices and student achievement. She has an immense talent for developing and implementing new academic programs which assist at risk learners and challenge those who perform above grade level. She has a track record for initiating fundraising activities, writing and receiving grants, reducing unnecessary costs, and managing a large budget. And she is also a focused leader who forges strong relationships with all members of the school community. She has a long list of achievements. She was titled as Miss Pondicherry in the year 1998-99. She has been the best dancer in Boogie Woogie show in Sony Entertainment Channel in the year 1996-97. She has received awards like Best Teacher Award, Ideal Teacher Award, Best Principal Award, Inspirational Women Award, Rashtriya Shiksha Ratan Award, and there are many. I think we'll be short of time if we just I keep on uh, saying so many of awards. And well, we would like to hear more from you, ma'am. Now, as I was when I was reading your introduction, like a dancer and Miss Pondicherry winner, and then now an educator. So, firstly, we would like to know about this journey, how you came to this field.
Frankly speaking, our teachers, they are the inspirational figure for us. Yes, there should be consistency in my life. So my father was the one who motivated me towards consistency. That is, whatever you are starting, you have to end it at any cost. Whatever the problem is, whatever the hurdles may be, but you have to complete because you have started. Otherwise, don't go for it. That is what he says actually. So, few of the things, yes, like Miss Pondicherry or Boogie Woogie show of my childhood days are the most wonderful days actually. And Miss Pondicherry, yes, I was just 18. I still remember those questions. I'm so excited actually. I was very excited because I was so lean in among all those beautiful, those top coming models till the age of 21. And I was finding myself so low actually, down. But the questions, whatever were placed and the answer which I give, that made me won the contest actually. So boogie woogie, all these things are very wonderful days of my life actually. Mr. Javed, Mr. Naved, 1 year he encouraged us for that show. That was a number one show in Sony channel actually. I don't know how many of them are aware about it. And yes, from first standard to 10th standard, I completed my Arangetram, Bharatnatyam actually. So I have completed my Arangetram and I still remember all my patagas, three patagas, those mudras, without which the dance is incomplete. So still that is there in my mind. So whatever you like the most, if you do it, no, you will never forget it. That one thing I can tell you, guarantee you, that whatever you love in your life to do, you can never forget it. So my English teacher, she was an inspiration actually. She was like a fairy for me, who inspired me to become an English teacher. And later on, the way I headed towards all the achievements and the designations.
Really great, ma'am. It was like really a transformation, we can say. Now, ma'am, like you have been an educator for so many years, and we know that 2 years ago we have experienced the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, in which we shifted to online education, where the classes were going on. Somehow we managed to take the classes. But how do you think the online education system has affected the extracurricular activities in the school?
See, actually, first of all, I am a little against for this online education because multiple online activities will keep students alert. First of all, okay, fine, the student is alert, but he becomes addicted to media. Actually, he wants to find out every day something new or the other, which is actually again a disadvantage because more exposure towards the media, what is right, what is wrong, if the child doesn't know, if you don't monitor the child continuously, it can even be a disadvantage, I believe. So yes, this has broken the academic monotony, which is really vital. But still, yes, I feel that online should be limited, not so much. Like we encourage hybrid learning. That is, in front of the educator, you are putting the online classes where another educator, experienced person, professor is taking the classes. That is hybrid learning. We encourage that. But don't you think that the student exposed alone to the social media or to online education can be negative also? You have to be, seeing the both the parts of this positive and negative. So I don't encourage that much. Yes, time management and organizational skills are very crucial over here. 40 minutes you get for online classes if it is Zoom, and 40 minutes if you give me the child in person. Just see the difference what I can make. When the child is there right in front of me, and when the child is learning online, can you see what difference can it make? So we have to think about both the things. Yes, situations are, see, we have to go with the flow. When the situation is there where you have to take online classes during pandemic, there was no other option. But somehow we tried to create such kind of environment where the students were meeting us every week, whether it was notebook correction, clearing the doubts. We made it a point, that social touch, that emotional touch from the teachers is not gone away. It is still alive. So that one part has to be taken care when it is online education. Yes, you can go for opportunities in the future. Like, if you encourage a child for NEET classes or for JEE, yes, online education is a must at that time. People prefer online at that time. Few people have already taken Byju's or some other app they purchase and they want to attend those online classes. Cannot help it. The child is enough matured, or the child knows what the child wants. So to gain that, that can be encouraged. I don't mind it. So yes, you have to focus on what the child wants, to the needs of the child. Then you have to decide whether this can be given, in what proportion it has to be given to the child. Even that has to be known. I think all this can make the life easy of a student, whether she wants to or she wants to learn online or offline. Both has to be, see, everywhere you have to monitor the child because that's a sensitive age. So whether the child is learning online or the child is learning offline, our duty is to monitor, keep assessing. That we should not forget. To know the
Yes,
outcome.
yes, ma'am. We have to actually, as an educator, we have to always keep on monitoring them, whether it is online, whether it is offline. But somewhere, like the kind of activities that we had to take during online, somewhere it just we saw a change in that. But like nowadays, we talk so much about emotional intelligence and mental health because somewhere this online system has affected that. Because during those times, they gave the mobiles in their hand, and after we finished with the pandemic, we started with the offline classes, but still that mobiles are still with the students.
Have you seen the
Also,
behavioral impact on the student who is taught to, see the videos or to play the games on the mobile? Have you ever seen? Have you witnessed it? I have witnessed. The child shivers. The child's behavior changes. He or she becomes reluctant. There are so many behavioral disorders which cannot be cured very easily. So many months and years it will take to overcome all these things. So yes, certainly I'm telling you. Success beyond the curriculum is important, but the way to succeed should be honed properly. That is what I believe.
yes, ma'am. And yes, like, what do you think? Like yoga, meditation, and sports. How can this help in developing the students?
Spiritual,
Yeah.
spiritual strength. Yes, it is not only doing that, it is doing the work of concentrating, concentration, which is really lagging now. We get distracted so many times, and the child needs to be focused in life. So for that, yes, yoga is important. That is why it has actually, become compulsory in the curriculum itself. If you see the CBSE curriculum, work experience, yoga, PET, this is all a part of curriculum. You cannot deny it. You have to put it in the timetable weekly once. The child needs a break. The child needs to find few answers for himself or herself, which will help the child to grow more better, much more better. I encourage all this thing, but I feel that it is better offline than online.
It has to be offline only. And
Yes.
when we talk about like yoga, meditation, it has to be there. And one more thing, ma'am, like in some schools, I have seen that the students are also encouraged for some social activities like donation or going to some kind of places like orphanages. So how do you think that can again help the students?
Have you seen one thing that NEP 2020 learning encourages value based learning? This old age home will not make them do any mistakes with their own people around them, whether it is mother's father, father's father, the behavioral changes towards them, the respect part, everything gets developed. There are so many values which gets developed. The child starts, giving the importance to those things which other children cannot enjoy. When you go to an orphanage, see, your mind becomes very calm seeing that, oh my God, that child is not having mobile, no facility of laptop. There is nothing, no proper food also. The shelter is also given by somebody else. Child is so much dependent. And I always force my parents to get me something or the other. I'm so much demanding. So the child realizes a lot of things. This will take them to a light of self-realization. So yes, I do tell that we should encourage them going to old age homes or orphanage, because the values which is really missing these days, that will get inculcated automatically when you see the pain of others, when you feel the pain of others. That should be insisted.
Yes, ma'am, that has to be there because it is said that when you are like very sad, when you're depressed, so try to remember the person whom you think was very sad someday, because there are many sadness, grief. You can say there are lots of problems in this world. Sometimes we think that the problem that I am having the most of the problems. I am having all the problems, but there are many more problems in the world. And yes, this not only in school, but I think I must add that even in colleges, in our college, it is like a compulsory. We have a compulsory activity. Even the colleges for NBA and NAC accreditations, we have to include such activities, which is kept compulsory for all the branches. At least one such activity in a year is compulsory in the college levels also. And now, when I was reading your profile, you're a wonderful trainer. You have conducted so many of trainings. So, Sanjay, I would just like to know, like as a trainer, when you go, so when we appear as a trainer, we have to go outside our institution. So, how does this help in improving your personality? And what do you think this change personality? How does it affect your colleagues, your students? How does it affect it?
See, most people, they face the problem of the self-confidence, okay? And I was also one among them. We have to prepare something to go in front and display whatever we have in our thoughts. So you become, organized very well. You become balanced very well. Your temperament changes. You have to face a lot of questions where the answers should come immediately. You cannot keep a pause over there. So, it will make you be more assertive, positive. Yes, it will be more productive, and you can challenge yourself to any situation that you have an answer ready for your question. Yes, it will, help you to communicate more effectively. All these kind of development are possible only if you have a chance of training. Yes, when I started this newly, I would not say that I was 100% confident. My first two trainings were little low. I took time. In fact, while preparing PPT also, it took a lot of time for me. And I was seeing that which part should be put where, how it should be placed in order, why this should come after and why this should come before. Am I doing right or wrong? How can I judge myself? You have to do your self corrections a lot of time. That is what is a chance. When you become a trainer, you have to do self correction. Your self assessment is possible. Yes, you must have heard about SWOT. So your weaknesses can convert into strength, which will lead to a lot of opportunities in life, which will transform you. And I think, see, I'll tell you one thing, having self confidence allows you to speak concisely with all the clarity. Professionals who share informations can confidently articulate their needs to their clients, to their co-workers, to their teachers, to their colleagues, clearly and effectively, isn't it? So effective communication is a vital for career advancement. One thing, if you are a good speaker, yes, you have to display your thought in a very organized and balanced way, which should be acceptable in a crowd. So yes, I feel that, it changes your personality. For me, it was more of learning than giving others. I'm also a giver, but I'm also a taker. I have learned a lot from others. The questions from their side has honed me to prepare well for their questions. That is more challenging, that. I have to be prepared.
Yes, ma'am. We have to be prepared prepared. And when we go, like from the normal classroom teaching that we do every day, and when we go out as a trainer or as a resource person, so we are actually not only giving them knowledge, we are actually learning a lot. Yes, it was
Yes.
really said by you. And it's somewhere like every time you say we prepare our PPTs and we prepare for a new topic, we are learning, and somewhere that positivity that is generated among us, it is reflected. Everyone among around us is actually affected that by that positivity
It
that we are
develops
having.
professionalism,
Yeah,
enthusiasm, and interpersonal skills are developed. So I
yeah,
feel that's very important. That is a need and necessity to get hired and to get promoted as a candidate. Every candidate has to think about this. How to do? What are the ways? How can I be very different from others? What is my talent? How to hone my talent? So, this will really help them a lot.
yes, ma'am. And when as you are educated, and because the education system, it is not just between a teacher and a student, but parents are equally involved in it. So what do you think is the role of the parents in the education of the children, education of children?
First and the foremost point for the parents is like playing a role model. They say that being a mother or being a father, you have to set the best example in front of your child. Your actions, your words should be very much watchful and thoughtful. So, yes, playing a role model is the first thing I would say. What to speak to the child, how to speak to the child, how should you answer. Never say the child that you are wrong. It can be corrected. Why can't it be like this in such a kind of a way? So, yeah, be involved in child's activities. Whenever the child is there at home, these days parents are just taking the mobile, they are busy in their own world. That should not happen. Don't neglect their questions. Don't ignore the child at home. The child needs you. The most precious time what you are going to give in the childhood is, whenever the child questions or the time spent with the child, how to answer, and your time, how effectively are you spending? Is learning happening every minute? The values what the child understands. Oh, mom is talking to dad like this. So, dad is talking to mom like this. So, a man can disrespect a woman. So, I can also do it. So, suddenly the behavior of the child towards even the maids at home, that is a reflection of your own behavior. So, if you are not a good role model for your child, do you think the child will, get developed? No ways. Constructive criticism. It should not be destructive criticism towards your child. You should know how to say what is right, what is wrong in a constructive manner, not in a destructive manner, because it will affect them emotionally. They will not be able to take any decisions. Don't suppress them. You have to listen to me. No, please respect their decision and respect your child also. You have to show that. These days, you cannot say that you have to give respect to me because I'm your mother. No, give respect and take respect. We are now living in a new era. It is not like olden days, which were golden days. We have to remember that we have to give those freedom to the child, which he has to, he has to have. That's all. That is freedom to choose. The child should never be restricted, that you cannot do this. If he's staying under restriction, do you think that the child will grow? Can you think about the possibility of a child reaching to that level of thinking that, no, I cannot be taking any decision because my mom and dad, they always say that I choose wrong. I am a wrong decision maker. That will happen. So give the freedom to choose. Celebrate your child's success. Whatever the situation is, however busy you are, the child has won something. Prepare a pancake for the child at home. Do something for your child, what your child likes. Or go and sit with the child and, in that paint or that mud, wherever he wants you to keep the hand in his hand. Play with that. Give a chart. Do anything you want to spend time with your child. Celebrate the success the way your child wants, not the way you want. You ask the child, what does he wants from you? You say that you are very glad. You want to celebrate whatever the child has achieved. It was next to impossible that, but you have achieved, my child. So how can we celebrate it? Come on, say whatever you want, we'll do it. Try to do it. I don't say that 100% all their demands can be fulfilled, but yeah, non-materialistic demands can always be fulfilled, and we should take care of their feelings. Sleep with your child, hug and sleep, show them and pour that love on them. They have all the rights for that. I think you can make them grow far better if you spend maximum time with your child after your work.
Yes, ma'am, we need to spend. Sometimes we feel that the people who are working, that both the parents are working, they are not giving proper time to the child. But it is not the case. Nowadays, even the women who stay back at home or those who are housewives, even they somewhere they are busy in their own activities and they're not giving time to the child, and that is why there are so many problems that are being observed. Now, here, one more thing that I would like to ask, like in schools, yes, we have parent-teachers meeting. So, how important it is?
Yes, as parents, we need to understand what's good for our child and what is not from the moment they're born, right? So, from childcare and their holidays, from their curriculum, from their education, we strive to give the best to our children, isn't it? However, on a mission to guide our child towards a successful life while dutifully playing a role of a parent, okay, we often tend to overlook some important aspects in our child's education, isn't it? So that is why more important than our idea of a successful life, I think we need to understand better when the teacher or the one who is assessing over there in the school, the principal or their peers, that can make you or help you to understand your child far more better. So yes, you should. I feel that every parent should participate. I don't say both the parent can come to the PTM. It is not possible during these days. But at least one parent should come 100%, compulsorily make it a point that weekly once you should talk to the teachers or monthly once. Make it a point that at least half an hour you talk to the teacher about your child. That will help you to understand, and your upbringing will be very much honed, very much proper, or very much perfect the way you want to.
Excellent, ma'am. Excellent. This is something which has to be followed every day by every parent, because yes, we all have some or the other work, but most of the times I think the parents should try that both of them go. But if it is not possible for both of them, at least one of them should go. And even there are like activities when your child is participating in, say, some dance competition or song competition. Even at that time, the parents are allowed. I think we should take out, and as parents, we should take some time and we should be there. Yes, ma'am. Now coming back to your professional life. Now, because yes, like your journey, there must have been some challenges that you must have faced in your career. So, what were your challenges in your career?
When I became a teacher newly, I was not allowed to vote for the way I want to. I was always following rules, orders. Yes, they were the days in Mumbai because I was just a graduate actually. And in Mumbai, you will always be suppressed by your colleagues. You will not be allowed to show your face in front of the principal, where the school strength is 3,000. So, can you tell me one thing? I was always striving to become extraordinary. So, I had showed or presented my talent in different way. Whenever the chance of annual day was there, or the chance to, recite something, allocation, some competition, somewhere, where I can be extraordinary, I always used to participate in that. Somehow I came in the eyes of my principal. And I should say you that, yes, she helped me to grow as a better leader. I used to see which are the good qualities and I used to inculcate in myself. So, seeing others, we learn. Yes, I have done that. It is not copycat. It is not called as copycat. If you also have some good quality which I observe, immediately I'll take it up to myself because that is my learning from you. I respect that a lot. So, yes, I had a lot of challenges everywhere. I was not accepted easily by my colleagues as coordinator. I was not accepted easily as vice principal. I was criticized by many. I was not accepted easily as a principal. I was very strong and consistent in my decision, in my work. And I believe that my work is worship. So, that worship helped me to grow so well. So, I guess I have overcome all the challenges, but I have learned a lot with these challenges. I think it has made me a much more better person. I think I know what I do. That's all. I am very much conscious about it.
Yes, ma'am. So we have to actually learn to face challenges, and when we learn to face challenge, only then we can grow up and we can achieve
I
success
should
that we
say
are
that
seeking.
our opponents are always,
Our
they
best
inspire
teachers.
us. Yes, our best teachers. Our opponents are always our best teachers. The one thing which I had shown is criticism should be accepted properly. See, I'll tell you, it is not going to harm your body. It is just the words of others. You should know how to take it. Don't go very deep emotionally inside because you know yourself better and your intentions are very clear, right? Whatever others say, I always say, best thing is that they are spending the time talking about me. That's the best thing they can do, So I'm the star for them. Whether I'm a good person or a bad person, but I am the star for them. I have made them think about me for some time, isn't it? So they'll not forget me. Don't worry.
He is really amazing, ma'am. And yes, now I would like to know, like, in our life, we will have so many people who inspire us throughout our life, our role models. So, who are your role models in your life?
I was just inspired by my dad. Nothing else. At the age of 35, he became managing director of a company which was, held up with 6,000 workers, Anglo-French Textiles in Pondicherry. That's a government company. And the way he ruled, and I had spent a lot of time with him. So the leadership quality, how to use your words, what to use, when to talk, when to be silent, was all taught by my father. So even I became like him. I used to take time, to think and then answer. I will never answer anything immediately at that time. I was always like this. He will say, I'll take time. I'll just give me some time. I will let you know. He will say these words. And, that has become even my habit now. So I should say I had only one role model, my father. And because of him, today I'm over here as a principal.
Yes, ma'am. We always have to like think and only then answer. And in fact, it helps in making good decisions if we just think. Otherwise, if we take very fast decisions, might be we end up taking wrong decisions, and that can be sometimes very harmful for our life also. And yes, ma'am. I saw you had a long list of achievements. You had a lot of awards. But according to you, what is your biggest achievement?
Certificate of Achievement International Education Ambassador, which I received on October 6th, 2022. Then sent, Certificate of Excellence that is from Swarna Bharat Parivar, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award of 2022. Then Certificate of Recognition as a Speaker of NEP 2020. and the cultivation of an illumined mind. Yes, these were few achievements, which I am also very proud of. I got Best Principal Award. Yes, the other awards are there, other credentials are there. I don't deny it, but few are my very much favorite.
Talking about NEP 2020. So, I just want to ask, so how will NEP change the education system of our country? What do you think will be changes that will be brought? Some it will.
If it is taken rightly from the foundation level to the secondary and higher secondary level, if you implement it very much properly at every stage, the way you can draw the map, the progress of the child will be seen, where there should be the contribution of even your peers, even your teachers, even parents. So I think everything is considered over here in NEP 2020. The child can, yes, decide, what is a skill education I can go ahead with, isn't it? NEP 2020 has shown you the way of that. Many of them, they feel that, artificial intelligence today, which is very newly invented over here in our curriculum also. So they would like to, enter in this. They want to know what is it, So yeah, I think this can solve a lot of problem. Career guidance is not needed if the child is focused before itself that what the child wants. He or she will find out the own way to achieve it. So I feel NEP 2020, if implemented properly in each and every school of India, can, produce a lot of stars, remarkable stars like APJ Abdul Kalam.
Yes, ma'am. That will certainly happen. And yes, it has. It is actually, if we go through the objectives, it covers everything, which, reforming the education system right from the primary level to the higher education level.
Right from foundation level to the higher, secondary, higher secondary also. Yeah.
Till the higher education level, and it has not many changes which it will be making. And even at the, like, I know about the higher education, like it encourages more on innovations and more on entrepreneurship, so that the people, the youngsters don't become simply job seekers, but they become job givers as well. So this is a very good. I think the quality of NEP 2020, and we'll hope that we have many more stars, as you were saying. So, ma'am, one more question that I would like to ask from you. Like, being a woman, like, we play different roles, and like, we have our working professional life, we have our personal life. So, how do you think it is important? It is very important to maintain balance. So, how to maintain that balance between the personal and professional life?
I'm slightly offended by the way busy working women my age are presented, okay, in my life. I'm not like always barking orders into my hands-free phone device and telling people constantly, I have no time for this, I have no time for that. No, I didn't completely forget how to be nice and feminine because I have a career. Ignore the glass ceilings and do your work. If you are focusing on the glass ceilings, focusing on what you don't have, focusing on the limitations, then you will be limited. I feel you have to focus on your goal to achieve that. That is what I feel. So, yes, don't ignore your most near and dear one because they are your strength, actually, not the weakness. Make them as your strength. I believe in being strong when everything seems to be, going wrong. I believe that happy girls are the prettiest girls. You don't need to be very fair. You don't need to be very beautiful. I'm telling you, just have a smiling face. That is the most prettiest face. I believe that tomorrow is another day, and I believe in miracles.
Well, ma'am, yes, very right. You said that the smile is actually the most beautiful gel that can be worn by a woman. Very right, you said. And you were talking about goals. So, ma'am, can you just tell something about your future goals?
I have a long-term goal and a short-term goal also. I need to achieve a place in education where I'm named with a designation that I have achieved this or I have brought this change. I want to be a change maker. As a principal, I would like to implement first the thing, whatever has been given by the authority, to implement it in the best way. That is my first thing. So I want to be extraordinary. I want to be very much, presentable and organized in that. I want to be number one in that implementation. That's all. I want to be recognized everywhere. This is what I feel. This is my long term goal.
Oh,
Yeah, short term goal is, always try to bring the depressed mind out of, those feelings and make them smile, because, I think that I can be a role model for all those women who are at home thinking that, now I am carrying, I cannot do any work, or now I am, carrying a child, baby in my hand. Can I tell you one thing? I was carrying 7-day baby and traveling every day to my school, which is 20 minutes from my home. And I have worked every day from morning 9 o'clock to evening 7 o'clock. The time I used to feed those 20 minutes to my baby, I used to give it up in the evening. I used to compromise it. I used to go home late. Seventh day of my delivery, I went to my school to work. And yes, I have become an inspiration for others. So their priorities have changed, Certainly, I have made an impact on them. I think every woman should be like this.
ma'am, everyone should be like this. And this is what inspiring stories to inspire world. So here we were like talking, like it was not just about education class, only the classes, but beyond classes, what all, how the moral values, the ethics that you can be inculcating in the students, the different types of activities that you can be using. And just one more thing, the last question, ma'am, before leaving. Like, yes, we have, I somewhere feel that feedback plays a very important role. That get the feedback at the professional level, especially if we talk, the feedback from the students, feedback from the teachers. So how does it help us?
See, principals can be role models of professional development through reflective practices, right? Which can promote discussion and self awareness of teaching skills and promotes the value of learning, isn't it? So, continuous learning, I mean, acquiring new knowledge, sharing knowledge, and supporting teachers to acquire knowledge, all this we are doing already, isn't it? So, what I feel is the next step, we have to take the next step, we have to go to the next step. So, coming back to your question, when I think about it, I feel that, your answer, I cannot give it because, see, it will vary again. I don't know how many people will think or take you as a role model. So, what are you displaying in front of others? Why do you want to display this in front of others? I feel that everybody will learn on their own. The first thing is, we don't accept other people's thought. I always say one thing, the best decision maker over here is when I ask you your opinion. It is not always necessary that my opinion is 100% perfect. Isn't it, Dr. Anjum? I find that sometimes, whatever you have said over here, 3, 4 words of yours is over here right now, which will actually change me again, isn't it? So even every child has inspired me somewhere in my life. That is why I'm standing over here in this role and platform. So what I feel is, we have to be stable and consistent. That's enough for us. That the value of resilience, that value of tolerance, if we have, no, we can achieve everything in our life. So your answer lies in these kind of things, actually. If you see, your answer is already given before itself.
Yeah, ma'am, yeah. We actually need to learn. In fact, it is not what I feel is the persons around us, all the kind of incidents that are happening around us. We learn from everything. Okay, ma'am. So, what message would you like to give through this platform, especially for women? Especially for women, what message would you like to give through this platform?
See, I'll tell you one thing. See, you must be undergoing a lot of emotional stress. You must be undergoing a lot of emotional pain. But I'll tell you one thing. Have you seen school? You must have seen school, right? When you go to school, there are three steps. Some schools are having 3 steps, some schools are having 5 steps, isn't it? Have you seen that, Anjum? Yes.
Yes,
You know
ma'am.
what is the first step saying? The first step is saying you leave all your personal problems behind. Okay. The second step is saying you that today, as a teacher, 100 of life I can transform. That is there in my hand. I have to do that. That is the second step. Okay, you have to pass that. The third step is, however, or whatever it is, I will just concentrate on my work and I will give my best shot. Okay. So I feel that any profession it is, I'm just talking about the teacher because these are the things I used to follow when I was a teacher. In any profession, whenever you step inside, you have to follow these 3 steps. Nobody can stop you to become successful, I'm telling you. Your inner strength, that should be there, because, oh my God, I have delivered now only 9th day. How will I go to school? Just say that I have to, take care of those children, 700 children who are waiting for me over there. I have to transform their life. Automatically, something good will happen to my child. My karma, which is a boomerang, will come back to me in a very nice way. I'm very confident about it because, Anjum, one thing I'll tell you, I have never hurted any child. I had never been, a person who is always trying to be a boss of the child. No, I have never done that. I always ask them questions. I make them think, realize their mistakes. So I feel that we have to be like this only. We have to take the problems in a right way, deal with it in a proper way. Might be, see, everybody's emotional life is connected to their personal life. That might not go very well. You are not liable to get everything in your life. For example, I'll tell you, I cannot be rich like Ambani at one night. 100% I can be very rich in the values what I have. Okay. So we have to remember our priorities, prioritize that, work on it, work on your emotional strength, your spiritual strength. And I'll tell you, basically, I'm not a person who will go for yoga or anything. My strength, my spiritual strength, today I'm letting you out a secret, is my work. My involvement in my work will make me forget everything, all the problems of my life. Seriously, I'm telling you. That is the best way to fight your problems, to fight yourself. I have got the best life partner in my life. I've got my child, she's wonderful person, Arya. I think I'm fulfilled. I don't want anything more. Materialistic things, see, it's enough how much I need if I have that much. I don't want to crave for more. I want to crave only for more learning. That's all.
Yes, ma'am. We have to be rich in values. Really, if not rich in money, we have to be rich in values, and we have to concentrate more for learning. And as an educator, handling our students, like you were talking about emotional, yes, it is very important because even we have been doing this because real students, they make some like some kind of mistakes, but how we handle them at that particular moment, it changes them. Like if we simply start shouting over some small mistakes, so it won't ever help. So we have to be like very careful in handling them, and only then we can be we can help in improving them actually. But it was really nice talking to you, ma'am. and to learn. In fact, like we were talking about learning, even I believe in learning from anything that is going on around me. And I learned a lot from you. It was really nice talking to you. And I thank you for joining as a speaker on the Beyond Education series. And it was again another series which we say inspiring stories to inspire the world. So it was another, we listened to another inspiring story from you and how you evolved and how you are a successful educator now.
Anjum, I would like
Yeah.
to end up with my favorite song, okay?
Okay, okay, ma'am.
You should let me know that I am going to end the show so that I can sing my song in.
Okay, ma'am. I just want to end that I thank you and I also thank the team of IDYM, especially Ravi sir, who has
Yeah.
given us this opportunity. And the team of IDYM, I only know the two names, Zeenat ma'am and Zainul, who has been working so hard to make this show live, and all the team of IDYM. Thank you very much, ma'am. Just 2 minutes, you can end up with a song, and then we will end the meeting.
चलते चलते मेरे ये गीत याद रखना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, रोते हंसते बस यूं ही तुम गुनगुनाते रहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, चलते चलते मेरे ये गीत याद रखना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना. Okay, Anjum. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. So we came
God
to know
bless.
one more of your talent of singing. You sing very well. Thank you very much, ma'am,
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
good night.
Good night.